Greenwashing is misleading, dishonest, and honestly just not very nice. But more often than not, marketers are greenwashing not because they intentionally want to, but because they don't even know that they're doing it. A commissioned study within the European Union said that 53% of examined environmental claims within the EU were found to be vague, misleading, or unfounded, and 40% were unsubstantiated. With so much greenwashing going on in today's marketing and communication world, it's no surprise that consumers feel misguided, misleaded. They feel like the trust has been broken between company brands, marketers, and the consumers. Just they don't know how to trust anymore. As marketers, we really need to take on this responsibility. We need to feel empathy for how consumers are feeling in today's world. And we need to better try to not intentionally greenwash, but also not unintentionally greenwash, so that we can create a better future for everyone. As marketers, we also need to take ownership of how to actively stop greenwashing and also how to avoid it. In this video, I'm going to give you an easy and simple definition on what greenwashing is, how you can avoid it, and also some common terms that you can try to avoid in your communication to just eliminate the greenwashing out of your campaigns. So before we go any further, please like and subscribe to my videos so that you can know when the next sustainable marketing video drops on my YouTube channel. So what is greenwashing? So at its core, greenwashing misguides people and their decision making. It gives false or exaggerated, vague claims that make people think that something is more sustainable or better for the environment or for people than it actually is. So these are false or misleading claims on products or services that we need to try to always avoid as marketers. But we have to remember that marketers like you in brands and companies might greenwash intentionally. I would hope not. But more often they're unintentionally greenwashing. So in order for us to avoid this mistake, as marketers, we need to get more in touch and more in tune with what actually greenwashing is, examples, case studies, and understanding around what it is, so that we can actively critique ourselves and make sure that we're not making these common mistakes. And it's just a good thing to note that as we go future-oriented, going out into the future from here on, it's going to be much more important to be understanding and knowledgeable of this as a marketer, because certain regulations are going to be coming into place throughout the world that are really going to put pressure on marketers to understand what greenwashing is and to actively be avoiding it in all the communication and the campaigns that they're doing. So going forward, there's going to be a regulation requirement for knowing this. Let's go over why you as a marketer should even care about greenwashing and be actively educating yourself on this topic. So the first reason why you should even care about greenwashing is, well, it's simply the right thing to do, right? It's a nice thing to do for the consumers, for the people that you are marketing your products and your services towards. So let's take a step back and really talk about trust and authenticity. There's a lot of these words kind of be thrown around on the internet, on social media, of the importance of building trust and authenticity with your audience, with the people that you do business with. And the reason is, if you think about it in financial terms, when you look at how much money and how much work it is to acquire new customers, new people that buy your products and services, that is a lot more time, a lot more energy, a lot more resources. So isn't it more financially feasible and better pathway forward to actually try to retain and keep your current customers and to get them to keep buying your products and services? This customer retention is just a basic good business principle, which is really going to tie into that concept of building trust and authenticity. Because if you're building trust and authenticity, you're more likely to retain those customers for a longer period of time. We also have to remember that as marketers, we need to understand that our customers and our citizens are becoming more knowledgeable and educated every single day. Every day they're becoming more connected to information, and they have a more hesitance of trust of what is a company actually saying and if that is true or not. So the fact that a company brand could be focusing on trust and authenticity is a really important step to be continuing to build that trust with them and to make sure that they don't disappear in the future. Why should you even be caring about greenwashing? It's because you want to keep your customers, you want to have good relationships with your customers, and when you greenwash, you're doing the most fundamental things of misleading them, giving them misinformation. You're breaking that trust that is going to lead you to lose them. So the next reason why you should even care about greenwashing, especially as a marketer, is because it's going to get more costly. Now, as I said in the beginning of this video, we have a lot of current developing regulations that are currently on the table within multiple countries that is going to start putting more pressure on marketers to make sure that the campaigns and the content and the creative that they're putting out there is not misleading or vague claims. So greenwashing in a nutshell. So regulatory agencies around the world are really breaking down what it means to be greenwashing and also cracking down on companies and corporations that are doing it. They're basically coming after them and getting them into trouble. So what are a few of the regulatory agencies that you could look up as a marketer to better understand what type of regulations are coming out and that you need to be familiar with as a marketer? So the first one that has been developing is, of course, the UK's Competition and Markets Authority Green Claims Code is something that is currently in process and is developing. This is, if you're doing business in the UK as a marketer, you need to understand what sort of green claims are going forward, or a yes or a no, and where you could basically fall into those pitfalls. Another one is the US's Federal Trade Commission Authority. Again, this one has been around for a long time. A lot of marketers are already familiar with this on how they regulate marketing claims and advertising claims, but now we're going to start seeing a focus more on towards green claims. So this is another authority just to be continuously keeping track of and understanding what are the things that are coming out for that specific nationality and that specific area of group, and if your marketing is within still the regulatory needs when it comes to your green claims and your green advertising. And one of the more newer developments, let's say within this last year, that's been on the table of the European Union for, let's say, the last 8 to 10 months is the concept of the green claims. Now, the green claims is a new set of rules that's going to be giving more clarity on what is considered a green claim, down even to specifics of the type of words and phrases that companies are using. So this is probably the more progressive one that is currently out there and that's in developing. And so this is one that marketers definitely want to keep a track of and understand what's happening. So kind of as a side prediction, also I think as the marketing role develops in the upcoming years, I think this will be a really key and important piece of ongoing marketing analysis and consultancy, is for marketers to understand what sort of green claim regulations are actually affecting their campaigns. This is going to be a really more integrated part of your business and of your role as a marketer. It doesn't matter if you work for a corporation, a startup, or a middle company. This is just going to be an important role for the marketer. So I hope you're liking this video. Before we go any further, please like and subscribe to it so that you can know when the next sustainable marketing video drops. Okay, going on to the next section of this video, I want to give you some concrete examples, some phrases that you can kind of think about and kind of watch out for when it comes in the context of trying to avoid greenwashing in your marketing campaigns. Now, I think what happens more often than not is because we have a lot of noise going on about greenwashing and why it's so bad, which is a great thing. This really needs to be kind of pounded in and also narrowed in as a focus, as an important topic. We have marketers, we have companies who are actually doing good for the environment and for people. They're doing the right things, they're doing positive things, but they're too afraid to actually communicate what they're doing. And this is a really kind of touchy subject because what's happening is a new term that's kind of being broadcast there out into the world, and it's called greenwashing. Now, greenwashing is basically referring to companies that purposely keep quiet about their sustainability goals because there are even though that they're well-intentional, and so basically they have the fear of being labeled as greenwashing, even though what they're actually doing is not greenwashing. So they're keeping quiet about it. And this is a really, in my opinion, a very scary trend, because the companies that are doing good out there in the world, the brands and products that are being built that are good for people on the planet, and the sustainability goals that we have put forth, and marketers are afraid to talk about it, companies are afraid to talk about it, this is scary, because in the end, we want consumers to be making educated and informed decisions. And if we're taking and keeping information from them that is good information, that's keeping them from making those good decisions, then those consumers are going to go off and buy products that maybe are not as sustainable as yours. And that's really a disservice to your brand, but also your products, because isn't that the direction that we want to be going? We want consumers to be buying a product over somebody else's. So really think about greenwashing, and if you are doing it, and kind of upcoming in this video too, I'm going to give you some things to think about if you want to move out of this kind of hole that you are currently in when it comes to greenwashing, and you can find more confidence as a marketer to stop doing it. Now, also in this section, I wanted to give you kind of a list of words that you can be thinking about when you're creating your sustainable marketing campaigns that are likely to lead you down the path of greenwashing, and you can just eliminate these terms altogether. Now, the reason why these terms are here is because they're vague, they're not specific, they don't offer concrete information or statistics or backing. There's no other reporting or understanding of the greater corporate sustainability strategy behind those marketing claims. So there's a lot of reasons why these words are going to be presented to you. But in general, in most cases, these are kind of the words that really put marketers in a sticky spot. So these are common claims that are misleading. Eco-friendly, green product, sustainable product, 100% clean energy, farm fresh, eco-conscious, handmade, environmentally friendly, carbon neutral, cruelty-free, non-toxic, farm-grown, sustainable development, ethically sources. Now, these claims might not necessarily be a no-go at the moment when it comes to claims and regulatory action, but I think it's good practice for you as a marketer to start thinking, how can you take these type of words and claims out of the narratives and the communication that you're building, and how you can make it more ethical, make it more transparent, and also authentic to what your brand actually provides in the context of sustainability. Now, a good note to make is these are just words that I listed off. This is really thinking about marketing communication from a textual standpoint, okay, copywriting, what you're writing in your campaigns, etc. But we also want to think about visual, so the pictures, the videos, the colors, etc., that we are using in our campaigns that could also do the same thing. Greenwash, mislead people, make vague and unclear campaigns about your sustainability initiatives. So words are important, but also remember images, videos, and colors can also be considered greenwashing. So think about when you're going for how can you make more honest claims? How can you back up your sustainability claims with more honest words, imagery, and content? How can you provide data, more accurate statistics, links to actual studies, etc., that is really going to provide the evidence and the confidence that your consumer needs that the claims that you're making are actually authentic and true. Now, to kind of wrap up this section, I just want to say that all of what we're talking about is very, very important, but we're all learning here as marketers and understanding, okay, what is greenwashing, what is a vague claim, what is not, what's a no-go, etc. And really, I think where we can find the most benefit, because a lot of us are going to fall into this trap of greenwashing. We're going to feel hesitant. We're going to feel, oh, I don't want to go and make these claims because it matters and it should matter to you, but you're afraid. And that's totally 100% okay. This is where I think tapping into your marketing community is really, really important. And as a marketing community, we need to support each other when we're making claims. We need to give advice to each other, but also critique each other and ask for help. If you have a campaign that you feel uncomfortable about, there is no reason. Reach out to me, reach out to other people in your network, and let's collaboratively make a decision together if this could be greenwashing or not. So I think this is a really important component to know that we're all learning here, and that as a community, we can come together to really help and make sure these green claims are not going in the wrong way. Okay, we're gonna wrap up this video, and I'm gonna give you some easy steps that you can take when you're thinking about your sustainable marketing campaign that you're working on. So here's kind of an easy step and a checklist. So the first step is I would educate yourself on the current green claim regulations that are coming out. So get really crystal clear. Make it a monthly task to understand what are the things that are developing and how is it going to affect you as a marketer in your company. The next step is I would work to avoid the claims and the phrases that I listed in this video, and then look for more claims and phrases that are regularly being talked about as marketers to also avoid. So kind of start coming up with a no-go list of what are the things that could be considered vague imagery, text, or content. And then the last one is when you are doubtful, when you are unsure, don't forget to reach out to your greater marketing community. There is a lot of knowledge there. There is a lot of people who want to help. There's a lot of people like me who know this is a learning journey and that we're all in this together. So please reach out to your greater marketing community, other people who makes this important, that find this important to themselves, and ask if you think this campaign is greenwashing or not, if you think it's too vague, etc. Ask for advice and help each other. So in the comments below, please leave a recent greenwashing campaign or a campaign that you think might be greenwashing, and explain to us why that you think it is a greenwashing campaign. Why do you think it misleads or misguides the consumer, the citizen who is looking at that communication piece? So thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so that you can know when the next sustainable marketing video drops. I'm really excited to be creating this channel with you, and until next time, ciao.